Hey guys, welcome to JPT. I'm Carson G, and this is Just Plain Tech. And today I'm going to attempt to fix a computer that technically won't boot. I mean, it boots, but when it does, this happens. So it tells us to press F1 to continue, and we do. So after you press F1, that happens. It says, verifying DMI pool data. And it just does that for eternity. Alright, so I speak English, so I don't know what this is. I actually looked it up on the internet, and apparently it means that something is failing, which is causing the computer not to boot. It doesn't tell me what it is, it just says something, at least as far as I'm aware. So I did try booting from a Linux USB, and it did work. I have a feeling it's a problem with the hard drive, because if it works booting from USB and everything seems to be working fine, and then of course when you try to boot it from the hard drive, then it doesn't work. That's kind of one sign. And then when I try to install it, it installs fine on the hard drive, and I noticed I can read and write the hard drive just fine from the live CD. I noticed that the installer, when it was installing the bootloader to the master boot record of the hard drive, that is when it had a problem and it spit out an error. So that's also the same reason probably why this isn't booting. So I have a feeling that the hard drive works fine, it's just a problem with the master boot record on the hard drive. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I'm pretty sure that's the problem. But then again, I've never seen this error before. But what I'm going to try to do is install Puppy Linux on it through a live CD and just put like an ext2 partition and then set it to boot from this CD. So the CD will always be in the computer, and then it will copy the CD over to the RAM. Then basically Puppy Linux will find the save file stored on the ext2 partition on the hard drive, and it will, load the save from there. So basically still using the hard drive, but bypassing the master boot record of the hard drive in a way, if that makes any sense. Hopefully I can get it down and we can do it. You can get it to eject that. There we go. Now I'll put the live CD in. Here we are in the BIOS setup, and the first thing we're gonna do is do load optimized defaults, and we'll switch that to yes. So there we go. Now it's set to the defaults. No, not here. Advanced BIOS features. Hard disk boot priority. Alright, but we'll go here. First boot device is floppy. We're going to switch that to CD-ROM. Now we'll just press F10 and we will save and exit. There we are, right here. It says boot from CD, and there we go. So it is booting from the CD, and there we go. There's the Puppy Linux live CD. So we'll just boot into it. Alright, so here we are on the Puppy Linux live CD. This stuff is super annoying. Just keep closing all this out. Okay. Alright, now we're done. So we can go to Applications. We'll go to System, and we'll go to gparted Partition Manager, SDA Internal Drive. Alright. So now we have all of this stuff right here. Now it seems to be using the swap partition. So we'll just go here and we'll do swap off. Alright, so now up here we'll go to device, partition table. And we're only gonna have ext2 and swap. So I don't see why we can't just go with MS-DOS for this one, honestly. Alright, here we are. Now, as you can see, we have all this unallocated space. Unallocated 150 gigabytes. So what we're gonna do here, we're just gonna click new. We'll set this to ext2, and we'll leave about 2 gigabytes of free space right there. And then with this unallocated 2 gigabytes of space, we're going to create a new Linux swap partition. And we will just click apply. Alright, so now that all the operations are successfully completed, alright, so now that that's done, we'll just go here, and now we'll go power, shut down, and it will ask us if we want to save. We're going to click save. We'll do administrator. Right here. You have booted off a live CD or DVD, and you can now save your personal settings and files to a USB drive or any hard drive partition. However, if you have burnt the CD DVD as a multi-session, then sessions can be saved as additional tracks to blah blah blah. So basically we'll just click continue. Don't click save to CD because we're gonna save to the hard drive. Right here. Save in a folder. Recommended. Just click OK. So we can just enter the name. And look it already like detected it. You are saving to SDA1 ext2. Yes, save. So basically we'll just do copy. Alright, so right here it will ask us, this tool allows you to create a swap file. So basically we already have a swap partition on the hard drive, and as we found out earlier, it will mount it automatically and use it. So we'll just do swap not required. We don't need a swap file when we already have a swap partition. And there we go. It will shut down. Alright, so just to make sure it worked, I did actually make a test document. Now, really, I just let the computer boot, how it normally does, and from what I've seen in the command line, it says that it recognized the save folder, so we're going to make sure. We're actually going to go here, right here, and we will go to my documents. Yay, it's there, test. So, test document. If you can easily access this document, then your attempt was successful. Congratulations, Carson. Love Carson. Oh, thank you, Carson. So, it worked. And there we go. So now we can actually, I can delete that now. But now we have Puppy Linux running from our PC that was theoretically unbootable. There we go. It actually worked. My idea has proven successful. And actually, if you ever have that problem with your hard drive, Puppy Linux might be a solution. Instead of getting a new hard drive, if your hard drive won't boot for whatever reason, because there's something wrong with the master boot record or whatever, but it seems to work just fine, other than the fact that it couldn't boot, which is probably a rare situation actually, because I've never had this happen, but it was fun. It did give me like a challenge to kind of get it fixed and up and running. I mean, the only thing is that every time you turn on the computer, you have to have the live CD in. But remember that you can still use the optical drive because Puppy Linux boots into the RAM. So you just need the CD in when you turn it on, so it can copy everything into the RAM. Once it's running off the RAM, we can easily eject the live CD, such as I am doing right here, and as you'll find, it is still working absolutely normally. So then you can listen to music, burn CDs, watch movies, whatever you need to do with your optical drive. Just make sure that the disc, or if you use the USB or CD, whatever you use, just make sure that it's in the computer when you boot it up. That's the only thing. But other than that, I can still use the optical drive as I normally would. So really, it is nice. and now we didn't have to go spend extra money on a new hard drive. So thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time.